Hi, my name's Jordan Reen and I'm an industrial folk musician, and I combine online performance with the usual venue, festival and touring performances. I'm here today to tell you how to do the same and hopefully quit your day job. If you're watching this, you're doubtless someone who makes music. You might be a professional already or a beginner or someone in between, but whichever the case, you doubtless love making music and are probably simultaneously aware of the increasing difficulty of securing live shows in today's quick profit focused industry. You're probably aware of the various websites that you can upload pre-recorded music to, even the places where you can release an album via the good guys like Bandcamp and CD Baby. But it's not quite the same as getting out there to play your music live. And it's not the same for listeners either. Sadly too, statistics show that listeners of pre-recorded music will only listen to the first 10 to 15 seconds. So live performance is the key to connection, and it's also, as you probably already know, one of the true pleasures of being a musician. What you may not be aware of is that there is a global audience already engaged with viewing live music online. It's accessible, it's almost entirely free, and last but certainly not least, the usual gatekeepers and entertainment giants have not yet cottoned on to the power of it, which is why it shall remain almost free, accessible and open to you making what you want from it. The playing field in online music is still about as level as you can get, and your audience is already out there, and you probably already have the tools to reach them. So what I'm going to be doing is running a series of video tutorials along with releasing an electronic book about this, about why your budget, your location and your life situation don't matter anymore when it comes to becoming a professional full-time performing musician. It's about the fact that regardless of your level, income and life stage, you can play shows to international audiences from the comfort of your own home, and with a bit of dedication and savvy, possibly even quit your day job. With luck. Takes a while. So if you're a beginner, a hardened professional, online performance is new open territory available to everyone with a net connection, a computer and a love of community. Now it does involve a bit of breaking away from old ways of thinking. The era of online communication has altered a few more things than people can imagine. The average man on the street or A&R guy hasn't changed their ideas about how musicians get their music out there. You know, the process: make demos, send them to record companies, gig a lot, tour a lot, and hope that some large company will discover you. But given our record companies have become so incredibly cagey about taking financial chances on non-mainstream material, a lot of indie musicians do get frustrated, or they hunt out new methods, and that's what online performance is all about. So first off, stock take. The fact of the matter is that we now live in a day and age where it is very easy and cheaper than chips to play to an international audience from home. This new fact only seems like it's a big secret because not everyone has cottoned on to it yet, and not every musician knows how to do it or even where to go. So these tutorials will help you get in there and get your music out there. It'll give you the tools to be the one who has the influence over your own musical future. And the important thing to remember is that online performance is not just an extra thing to do when you have time. What musician has spare time anyway? It's something you need to integrate into your life as a musician, because it's integration that makes it work. Reason 1 to play music online: because the potential audience is massive and already engaged in listening to online performers. You probably had a rough idea already, but there are about 6 billion internet users according to Internet World Stats. So that's 6 billion people who log onto the net to watch, read, socialise, download, listen and otherwise engage with content. We know that the interest in sharing music online has been massive enough to terrify entertainment companies. It's also been massive enough to make or break certain artists that have used brand new platforms cleverly, one example being Lily Allen, who saw the opportunities to be heard that it created and got in there really quickly. So there are in fact more people spending time viewing music than there are, as it turns out, attending live festivals in the UK. In the UK it's estimated to be about 3 to 4 million music festival goers annually, compared to 51 million internet users who engage in music in some fashion or other. So that is a lot of people who would rather not have to brave the madding crowd, sleep in a tent or sit in traffic jams in order to see the music they like. It's a lot of people who are looking for their entertainment experiences and the arts from the comfort of home. Now in terms of live music itself, if you'd like site-specific statistics, the virtual reality Second Life has 6 million registered users, and in the last 90 days 1.8 million of them logged on. So the place is full of venues, performing musicians and listeners looking for gigs to attend. There are dozens of shows every hour, and I play 4 to 8 times a week if I'm not touring. You get a fee, you get tips, and you get album sales. So that's reason one. There are a lot of people already out there looking for it, so you may as well join in and take advantage of the people who are looking to engage in live performance online. Reason two. You do not have to camp in a field or drive for hours to reach this massive audience. We all know that gigging in the traditional world can be pretty expensive, from vehicle hire and promotion through to accommodation, that kind of thing. It's also often very uncomfortable, long drives, dodgy food, lack of sleep, rats, I've had those before, even venue owners who decide at the last minute not to pay you. It can be sometimes financially disastrous. Sometimes there are small turnouts due to bad advertising or unknown clashes. You get damaged or lost stock and gear, things like that. With cyber performance, there are no overnight stays on couches, in flea pits, or in the back of your van. There is no taking a wrong exit road that will cost you a gig, and no month-long planning to coordinate radio, newspaper coverage, and gig listings. The time investment for planning and promotion for each gig is absolutely minimal, and lead-in times are a week or less because of how the online platforms operate. You basically pick up your instrument and log on to the net. The other good thing is that the infrastructure of the sites you'll be playing at also ensures a certain kind of advertising that's quite different, again, from the old school ways of doing things. It's focused on information rather than pure hype. So you don't need to have glossy flyers and posters and photoshopped pictures of yourself unless you actually want to. So what the posters and advertising convey is basically where to go. This will be a URL, or in Second Life's case, an SURL. What time, listed in various time zones, this does get confusing in the online world, and how to attend. If you're playing in some of the more complicated platforms and you want to drag along your friends who've never been there, you sometimes have to provide information on how they're going to get there. That can be varying degrees of difficulty, from very, very easy, like Namubu, to relatively difficult, like Second Life. So there are no tree deaths, no printing costs, and no paying out for someone to stick things up all over town. Advertising your shows on the various platforms in general costs nothing. I say generally because some of the webcam-based cyber performance platforms will charge you to get your shows placed on their coming up or highlights image changer. This is where the money focus is beginning to override the idea of a level playing field. So I don't use those sites. It's a simple way around that. Keep it free, because this is part of the point of cyber gigging. So these tutorials will focus on the platforms where you don't actually have to pay to do anything at all.